But on that point, I'm curious, are there any particular focuses in the study of sociology that you're really interested in? And you touched on that in the last question.
Yeah, so originally I was interested in the general aspects of, I remember one of the assignments we had was we were given the purview to choose topics that we thought we wanted to know something about. So whether it was about how much education do you need, should you get married, what does marriage look like, and I began to do the research for those papers, and I would get these questions answered about life. And so then from there, I got more into the educational aspect of sociology, and also probably the thing that I was really interested in, and I wouldn't have called it that then, but I call it now, is worldview. Worldview is everything. I'm really realizing now that when you want to understand humanity and the decisions that individuals make, you need to know their worldview. What do they believe? Why do they believe it? Does it actually govern the way they make decisions in life?
Wow.
And so my hypothesis is you want to know somebody's worldview, and then here's the other part. How do they frame it? And the most important component, I think, sociologically, is who has the power to reinforce the framing. You see that today in our pop culture, in our news cycle, where it's almost like these things have become propaganda machines that influence a perspective. Like you can watch CNN and Fox News, and they can be reporting on the same story, and you think it's two completely different events because they come at it from completely different angles. I would argue completely different worldviews.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let me just clarify for maybe viewers, how would you define a worldview? Like, is this framing of which we understand the world?
Yeah, I would say it's each individual's understanding of the world they live in, and it goes from their core out to the exteriors around how do they view work, how do they view family. A big sociological term right now is identity. What's my identity? And a lot of that has to do with your worldview. I mean, listen, as a person of faith, if you believe there is no God, it changes your thought processes and decisions in your life. If you are a person of faith and you think that you are going, that there are principles that a creator God gave you to make your life more significant, and then someday you're going to answer to that creator for the life that you live, that changes your behavior. Yeah. And so I think worldview is your core belief about what values that you use to make the decisions in your life. And to say that, it can grow over time. Right? I would say you don't have the same worldview at 10 that you do at 20 that you do at 40. Even if you are a person of faith, a 10-year-old Christian has a different thought process than a 20-year-old Christian has a different thought process than a 40-year-old Christian.
Yeah.
A lot of that has to do with just life experience.
That makes sense. A part of it, I like to think of it, a worldview as like a story. I think of my life as a part of a grand storyline, and that kind of informs how I'm supposed to live. And I think, like you were touching on, the story that I understand myself to be part of kind of informs the role I'm going to take. If, as a Christian, I believe that the story I'm a part of is that God has ordained this world to function a specific way and to walk in relationship with Him, then I'm going to understand how I'm supposed to live accordingly. Or if I believe in the story of naturalism, that this world is an accident, and I'm just trying to get ahead and just trying to, pass on my genes for the future, that's going to inform the kind of life I'm going to live.
Absolutely.
And I can see what you're saying, that these different outlets into our lives, be it the media, the news, movies, books,
or family,
or family even, that's kind of, or your church, that's going to further the story that you're hearing and how you're understanding.